ends or the linebackers, because the Lions need so much. What are we going to be able to get this year? Where might we possibly draft next year? That's why I asked Stoney that question of, is this the highest we may be drafting?
And then you have to project which guys you think might even be really good and leave early. I mean, it's very difficult.
It is. It's very complex. It's very difficult. But you do need to be able to project and making a draft pick. You're trying to see into the future, and that's what the draft is all about.
Okay, the reason I say that is, okay, looking early into next year's draft, the wide receivers, weapons / I guess there's no pits for sure, but there's the receiver class, to me, is very, I don't know. The first two mocked receivers I see are later in the first round, and it's Chris Olave and John Mechie III. You know, so you have an opportunity, I think, where this is a deep, but maybe a high-class receiver class. Yeah, it's deep, and you can get one in the second round. But you're going to be able to get a special weapon. And that, for the first time, has made me feel, okay, maybe it will be okay for the Lions to go there. But let me give you what I believe could be a best and worst case scenario for the Lions. I believe right now, if the draft were today, that this would be the top 6 picks. Lawrence 1, Wilson 2, Jones 3. Atlanta, I don't believe is going to be able to make a trade, because I don't believe anybody feels like they have to go to 4 to get the 4th best quarterback in the draft. I think people are going to call Atlanta's bluff, and they're not going to be willing to pay the price that they potentially can get to move up and get the same guy a few picks later. Mm-hmm. So therefore, Atlanta says, okay, we got Matt Ryan, we're gonna draft Kyle Pitts, and we're gonna go weapons, and we signed Mike Davis, we're gonna draft a running back. We may move back into the first round and select Najee Harris later in the first round, and they're gonna go all in on a try to win right now offensive explosion. Penei Sewell goes 5. The Bengals use wisdom. They got T. Higgins. He had an underrated season last year when Joe Burrow was under center, and I think they say, look, let's build a foundation here and let's draft high again next year. I think 6 is Jamar Chase. I think when push comes to shove, he's the best receiver in this class. What do? You got Lance, Fields, Devontae Smith, Waddle, trade down. And I believe the Patriots may pick up the phone. They don't have to go to 4 when they can go to 7 and get that guy. What do? Lance, Fields, Waddle, Smith, trade down.
Well, the other thing, if I'm lying, I would trade down. But if I'm the Patriots, I'd try to trade up, maybe not to 7, maybe to 9. You know,
well, you got Carolina still, who could select a quarterback, and the Patriots are like, if they
I don't think
they're just not. They gave up too much draft capital in the future to not give Sam Darnold a shot and to draft a replacement already for him. So I think that they're not going to take a quarterback. I don't know. And
okay, fine then. Okay, so what you're both saying is trades off the table in this scenario.
Well, no,
nobody will go to 7 to get a QB.
Well, I think New England would. I don't know what they have to give up.
Right, but
They would try to go to 9. They would try to go, a spot where they give up less capital.
Right, and going for the Lions to go from 7 to 15.
We need at least a second.
At least, because that is giving up. That to me is as far back as you would want to go.
Okay,
because now you might not even have your second option, which we have talked about. If you can get in that 11 to 13 range, you can take Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons is gone by the time you get to 15.
97-1.
assistance, job preparation, housing, and food support. We promoted education as well as work for moms in a baby. 105 years later, the work of the Urban League is still important, and the need for social justice more critical than ever. Today, we meet the needs of citizens with employment assistance, including our special training program for mature adults aged 55 and older seeking to return to productive employment. We meet the needs of families, pregnant women with children up to age 5 in our Women's Infants and Children's Roofing program. And we prepare youth for college and careers through our College Club and Project Ready initiative. Call us at 313-832-4600 to get more information.
That's this week's Detroit Urban League moment. Go to deturbanleague.org for more information.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24 sanitizing spray. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Once dry, Microban 24 sanitizing spray is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed.
Come celebrate Lowe's first annual Spring Fest and give your lawn the look it deserves. With 5 bags of premium mulch for $10, or 3 19.3-ounce Bonnie vegetables and herbs for $9. Spring Fest, a festival of fun and savings for your garden and total home, in-store or online. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Offers valid for 4/21 while supplies last. In-store only. Selection varies by location. U.S. only, excluding Alaska and Hawaii.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's part of the family. It has a name. At SEFCU, we get that. We offer vehicle loans with great rates, flexible terms, and no hidden fees. You find the vehicle you want, and we'll work with you to get the loan you need. So don't just shop for a car. Shop for your loan and save at SEFCU.com/loans. Because getting there together is better than going it alone. SEFCU, not a bank. Better. Federally insured by NCUA. Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24 sanitizing spray. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Once dry, Microban 24 sanitizing spray is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed.
I saved big money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, so I finally bought that new set of golf clubs. Watch out, fairway. Here I come.
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big with Progressive, but your other expenses won't just disappear. Are those clubs going to help you when the hot water heater dies? Also, it sounds like your money is better spent on golf lessons.
Time to go shoot the course record.
No, but maybe time for a reality check. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries starting at just $79.99. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The Detroit Red Wings play the Carolina Hurricanes. Pregame tonight at 6:45 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
We're listening to the best of Stoney and Jansen in heaven on 97.1. We're joined on the Stoney and Jansen program by a great in the world of baseball. You know, my age, I grew up in Philadelphia watching him torment and kill my Phillies in the 70s. He has a book out called Cobra. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Dave Parker. How you doing, Dave? We're doing pretty good here in the Motor City. Before we get into all the nuts and bolts, I do want to relay a story that when I was a junior in college, I went to UCLA for the summer, and we had a guy on our floor who was kind of like a special needs guy. He never taught the whole summer we were there, except one moment we were in the dorm room watching the 1979 All-Star game, and you made that throw from right field to get Brian Downing out at the plate, and all of a sudden this guy, his name was Raymond, goes, "Oh my God, what a throw!" And that's all he said the whole. You inspired a guy who never talked. You remember how, of all your great moments. I mean, it was an All-Star game. That was pretty damn cool, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
impressive efforts. So it was a first.
When you look at your career, and obviously in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, a lot of different styles of baseball. Baseball changes on a yearly basis, but you played for so many years. When you look back, what were some of your favorite moments that you had in baseball?
Well, those were moments that I could enjoy collectively with the teams that I played with. I wasn't too much on individual stuff, but things that I did with my teammates meant more to me.
Winning the World Series as a member of the We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates, was that maybe the highlight for you?
Yeah, that was the first team I played for. They gave me the opportunity to play Major League Baseball. And they meant more to me than any of the teams that I played with. But overall, Oakland was probably the best team I played for overall.
But that Oakland team lost to the Dodgers, though, with their buddy Kirk Gibson. What do you remember about that series?
I knew what was going to happen. I had played left field for the first 7 innings, and they took me out for defensive first. And I saw Kurt dragging the bat to the plate, and I'm in L.A., Hollywood. I said, he's going to hit a home run. And he did. The stage was set for it. It was ideal.
And it's funny in a weird way that both Gibson and yourself are afflicted with Parkinson's disease, and he's got his society that he's dealing with, his organization, and you have one as well. We talked about the stuff you're going through, and I don't know if you've touched base with Gibby or not, but he's still doing the broadcast. He calls it Parky, and it's a battle for him every day.
Yes, it's a battle. I mean, you get up every morning, it's a different battle every day. It doesn't stay the same. One day you have problems with your leg. The next day it might be problems with your balance. Parkinson's is no joke. It's very severe disease.
You've come out with a book called Cobra, A Life of Baseball and Brotherhood. Let's start just with the title and the nickname. How did you get the nickname the Cobra?
Well, being from Cincinnati and having Ezra Charles come through Cincinnati and slaves there, he was a heavyweight champ of the world, and he was called the Cincinnati Cobra. And when I came to the big leagues, the trainer, Tony Bordelon, was a big fight fan, and he started calling me Cobra, and Bob Prince, the announcer at the time, made it famous.
You also became baseball's first $1 million man. How much crap did you get from your teammates and from your opponents for being that guy?
Well, Chuck Tanner, I was late for spring training about a week, and Chuck Tanner told all the fans and fellow players that Dave Parker will be down here in his Brinks truck, and he's going to play right field. He's going to play 162 games, and he's going to play hard like he always has. So Chuck he set the stage for my entry to the opening year after the $1 million salary. And $1 million is pocket change now.
That's a minimum in life in some sports right now. Dave Parker joins us on the Stoney and Jansen show. Look, it's no secret. You talk about in the book the drug use that went on with you and some of your teammates at the big the trial. Looking back now, I assume it was a lot of fun going through, but something that you regret it at all?
I stand accountable for my drug use, and it's something that could happen to anybody that was making a lot of money and hung around a crowd that was young and eventful. So, it was something that was taking place in sports
medical field, it was all over. So it was just something that I got involved in, and I was fortunate enough to get out of it without being rehabilitated. So I stand accountable for drug use that I did in baseball.
I know in your book you talk about some of the mentors that you had, in baseball. Roberto Clemente is one of them that you mentioned. Now that you've had this baseball life, you've had the experiences and the issues with the drugs that you just talked about. How much do you get a chance to talk to today's baseball player and talk about and share your experiences to try and help them through some of those same pitfalls that they may face?
Well, I basically had the opportunity to talk to Eric Davis and make him aware of some of the domestic problems that was taking place with players. We got one football player that the quarterback for Texas who had like 22 violations with this lady, and I tried to make them aware of that being something that they had to watch out for, and of course the drug situation, and I spent more time in Cincinnati with the young players that I was with.
You spent most of your career, Dave, in the National League, even before interleague play. But you did finish up Oakland, Milwaukee, the Angels in Toronto. So you did play at Tiger Stadium. What are any favorite memories about playing against the Tigers here at all?
I hit one deep to center field, almost around the stadium.